Good morning, folks. So here we are. It's Thursday. Well, technically Wednesday when I'm recording this, but whatever. It's Thursday, and we're finishing up our Kaiju classification project. Now, in order to do that, what we're going to do now is we're going to use the characteristics and the groups that we have, and we're going to create an identification key that somebody on the ground seeing one of these huge monsters coming into attack can use to very quickly know who they're going to be fighting. By this point, world's militaries have banded together, and the US has a lot of sonic weapons. Well, that's effective against certain beasts. Meanwhile, Russia has a lot of missiles and explosives. Well, that's effective against different ones. So, by utilizing the same or the shared military of the planet, we can drive them off and protect people, but we need to know who it is. We can't trust for technological means because a lot of the Titans have EMPs, they knock out electrical towers, things like that. So instead, what we need to do is we need something that somebody on the ground can look at and go, yep, okay, that's who it is. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, yesterday, we took a look at the new Titans and we had to classify them for which group they fit with based on their characteristics. Looked something like this. Today, going into day 4, now we're going to create an identification key. Now, I have provided this key right here is right here in Schoology. So effectively, everybody can just grab it, grab a copy of it, put it into your own slideshow or whatever you are using to make sure that you have the right formatting, because the format is kind of important for this. So we're going to start just like we did with the bird biological key that I showed everybody that's on the Regents. And if you don't remember it, go back to our classification slideshow in this week's folder and review. And what we want to do is we want to try to eliminate one at each question. And eventually you'll hit the point where there's only 2 left, and that will be your last number. Now, I will warn you guys, 1 through 5 will not be enough to get all 8 Titans that we've talked about. So be prepared. Now, you can do it in 5, but then you've got to get a little bit more sneaky. And we're just introing into this, so I'm not expecting people, but if you think you know how, by all means, go ahead. So let me give you guys an example, right? So this is what it could look like. Now, number 1 and number 2, you'll notice these are legitimate steps. And if you need help to get started, I suggest you just copy number 1 and number 2 down. Does it have more than 1 head, or does it have 1 head? If it has more than 1 head, we're looking at King Ghidorah. If it only has 1 head, we're going to go to 2. At number 2, does it have more than 4 legs? Or does it have less than 4 legs? If it has more than 4 legs, you're looking at Hedorah, because everything's all these little tentacle things that help it walk. This should say, does it have 4 or less legs? And go to 3. Now, from 3 down to 6, I've italicized them and I've colored them in blue because this is not necessarily accurate. I am just providing a sample for what it might look like when you have it set up. So I do not suggest that anybody copies down what I have from 3 down to 6. But you'll notice at each step, 1 trait, do they have it? If they do, it's 1 Titan. If they don't, go to the next. At the next step, here's the trait. If it has it, here's the Titan that it is. If it doesn't, go to the next step. If you repeat this process, just step by step by step, you are guaranteed to get done with it. You might need a couple additional steps, but that's okay. It doesn't matter how many steps you have, as long as we can identify all of the organisms in question. All right, that is the finale, the Thursday for our Kaiju classification. And that will lead us into our shark identification lab, which will be on Friday. So I hope that helps to clarify. I'm going to be going over this in class, like always, and we'll continue to work with some examples and kind of just to make sure that everyone gets that practice, that reiteration that you need in order to really grasp a topic. So if you understand it, the video is here. You can work ahead. If not, wait till I go over it. Either way, I will see everybody today during class or tomorrow. I hope you have a great day.